Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called Scorecards. Now, Scorecards does not look like much, does not sound like much, and it's not, though, in one of my 6 games I played, so you don't have to, for a reason, because I want you to take a look at this game. This game is designed by Mike Fitzgerald, who is known for many games, maybe Mystery Rummy, Wyatt Earp. He's designed many great games, and it's because of his name that I gave this one a whirl. Now, the production of this game is okay at best. It is a 2 to 4 player game, but it's really a 2-player game. You can play 4 players with partners, and I'm sure some people say that's the best way to play. You can play 3 players, kind of with one person being the captain, but it's mostly a 2-player game. It's a very simple game. You're playing cards and scoring them as you play them. Let me show you. Scorecards is made up of a deck of cards that in it has 4 suits, red, yellow, blue, and green, which are differentiated by color but also have the word there on them so you can tell them apart. And there's 1 through 10 of each card except for blue. There's 2 of each number, 1 through 10. So we have 50 cards in this deck. You're going to shuffle these cards and everyone's going to get dealt 5 cards, the 2 players. I'm talking about a 2-player game. You'll put the deck here, and then you'll turn over a starting card here. Now, each card has a number. That number doesn't mean anything right now. It's going to mean something as you play cards. But I'm going to look in my hand of cards and try to play a card that will help me out by getting points. So, you know what? I'm going to play this one here. This is kind of a luck card. It says, turn over the top card of the supply and score the points equal to the number on that card. So I get... that was a pretty terrible 1 point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this score sheet here and I'm going to write the number 1 on it on turn 1 because I'm going to take 5 turns here and play a card. Then after I play that card, I draw 1. The next person here is going to play, my opponent will play this card. This says score the difference between any 2 numbers. So the difference between 1 and 8, it doesn't matter which 8 I use, is 7 points. So they're going to get 7 points. So I got 1 on turn 1, and they got 7. Ooh, well, that's a little trickier here. So now I'm going to look at the cards, and I might say, okay, I'll play this one. This gives me 2 points for each card in a group of all even numbers. Well, there's 2 even numbers here, so I'm going to get 4 points. That's better than 1, but certainly not as good as the original one that was played. My opponent will play this one. 2 points for each card in a group of numbers that are all different. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different numbers. So they're going to get 8 points. As you can see, they're doing much better. But, this says score the number on the last card played. Boom, I just got 10 points. That's pretty good for them. So now they're looking at the board, and they will do this one here to score 6 points, and it will change the color of any one card on your next play, so they can change the color of their next play. I, on the other hand, I'm really glad that they've done that because now I can play this card. It says, if there are more odd cards than there are even, I will score 9 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 odd to 3 even, I get 9 points. And then they'll play maybe this one here. Well, they'll say score 5 points for each card in a run of 1 to 4 cards where each card is a different color. So 10, 9, and 8. They could change this, but they don't need to. So 10, 9, 8, that scores 15 points for them. And then on my turn, it's going to be hard to beat that one here. Let me see. I'll try this one. 4 points for each card in a group of all green odd numbers. So there's 1, 3, and 5 green odd numbers. So that gives me 12 points. And then maybe they'll play, let's see, what would they play next after that? Red even numbers, that's not very good. 4 points, just an 8 and a 10 there. That's how you play. You're going to score points. You're going to have some numbers written on this sheet then. Whoever has the single highest number gets 1 point. Whoever has the highest total of all the numbers will also get 1 point. So you can get 2 points per round. If there's a tie for the single highest number, no one gets anything. So you're going to either give out 1 or 2 points per round. Now, when the round is over, these cards are going to be discarded. However, the cards that you've been drawing, you will keep for your next round. So you might have a bad round, but you might be saving cards for the next round. There's all different ways that these cards score. Every card is slightly different in some sort of way. And you're just going to play 4 rounds of this. And after 4 rounds, whoever has the most points is the winner. This game is really good, folks. I'll tell you right up front, my score is an 8, and it would be higher except for the production value. Now, this is a sort of, this is from Play Now. They make a lot of little sports games. In fact, I'm reviewing another one of their sports games this week. And so I get that, okay? But I have to take that into account when playing this. This is a phenomenally great game to teach a lot of people who don't play almost any games. We're talking, if I say to someone, do you like Uno? They're like, yes, I like Uno. I'm like, well, then you'll like scorecards. Fine. And there's a lot of these games out there. But as someone who likes a lot of games myself, there's also some fun strategy in this. You are sitting there looking at the cards in your hand, and you're deciding, you know, I want to keep this card because of the number and color, because if I play this now, I might help my opponent out. Or you might think, I want to play this one early. It won't score me a lot, but by playing this, I'll set up this card in my hand for a much bigger point total later on. And when you score a lot of points from cards, I mean, some cards are only ever going to score you small amounts of points, but they'll set you up to score a lot of points from another one. It feels really good. And then the point scoring itself, so the game's called scorecards, every card's scoring points, but you're really getting a point, 2 points per round. It almost has like a tennis feel to it that way. Doesn't matter how many times you hit the ball or play these cards, you're getting a couple points. And then there's actually strategy in saving cards to the next round. Now, this game gives me feels of Red 7. It actually gives me some feels of Reef for members of Matsuchi, because in that game, you're playing cards, and again, you're trying to set things up so other cards are better, and that's how this one works. But let me be clear here. I don't want to make this game into something that it's not. This is a very simple, fun little game, but there's not a ton of strategy in it. In fact, you saw the one card, I flipped the top card of the deck. But the thing is, I had a choice to play that card. I decided to play that card in that particular game early because it would give me a point. Now, in that case, it only got me 1. It could have got me 10, but whatever. But hopefully that will then set me up to play other cards and score more as the game goes by. This is a small deck of cards, 50 cards in this deck, but there's a decent amount of game in here. If you like quick, simple games and you want to play a game, this is a game you could play on a plane with people. That's a question I get asked all the time, like, what are good games to play on a plane? Well, here is one. You can play this with the person that you're flying with on that tray table because you're playing 10 cards plus that starting card, which matters sometimes, and that's it. And I like that. It's portable. I mean, I'm going to take mine out of this and put it in a smaller box. It's portable and easy to carry around. It's, you know, there's no theme. It's just colors and stuff, but that works for this game. So it's a little game. It's the little game that could, and I'm pretty surprised by it. And I think a lot of people who play it will like it. Now, again, if you're looking for heavy, deep strategy, then you're going to want to pass on by. But if you want a game that you can play with someone who is not really into strategy games, but that you will also have fun with, then this is one I'd recommend. That's Scorecards. I'm Tom Vasel. You've been watching The Dice Tower.